This is New Haven, Connecticut. New Haven is a very special place for me. Having been born here, every time I return, it feels a bit like a homecoming. Spent 5 years here as a young professional, and it's very nostalgic. Many of us, I think, will recall the world-class pizza of New Haven. Some may think of Yale University, the many facilities dominating the downtown landscape, and yet others may think of the vibrant nightlife, excellent nightlife in New Haven, some of Connecticut's best. But if you saw that sign we just walked past, you may recognize we're not necessarily here to discuss the cultural magic. Tonight, we're here to eat it. Let's get dinner at Skappo. And this, my fabulous, lovely, special friends, this glorious pile of fresh fettuccine in front of me is what I think may be Connecticut's best dish of carbonara. And I am very sad to say, unless you act soon, you may never have a chance to try it. This video is particularly bittersweet because in about 4 weeks, actually a little bit less, Skappo will close its doors permanently. Skappo specializes in Umbrian food, and the family that runs it is absolutely spectacular. Anna comes out of the kitchen. This is Nonna, and she'll visit with every table, brighten your evening while you snack on delicious food. Let's get down to brass tacks about carbonara, though. That's what we're here to talk about. I am extremely particular and very picky about this dish, and one reason is that it is frequently modified. Authentic carbonara, in my personal opinion, includes 4 main ingredients: guanciale, egg yolk, pecorino romano, and black pepper. Now, I can appreciate when chefs improvise on a classic, but carbonara doesn't need additions to be perfect. But maybe you've had a version with peas, or maybe you've tried one where the guanciale is subbed out for something like bacon, or another more readily available cured pork product, perhaps a pancetta. I am not here to bash your bacon and English pea carbonara, but tonight, we're here for the OG. You've heard me comment before. Simple recipes often create incredibly memorable meals. And I'll tell you, the fettuccine carbonara at Skappo is precisely that. Chef Mark crisps the guanciale, frying in its own fat. Imagine the rich, flavorful decadence of bacon, but without the weightiness. And by the way, guanciale is actually seasoned cured pork cheek. That's right, apparently the tastiest swine flesh comes straight from the animal's face. Now, when we're talking cheese, a proper pecorino is needed here. There are many delicious options of pecorinos one can substitute, but the pecorino romano is the typical cheese of choice. Those of you who may speak a little bit of Italian, you might recognize pecorino means little sheep, hinting at the milk that's used in most of the variations. Not all, but many. There are dozens of different pecorinos strewn across Italy. I hope to try many more. Personally, I love Toscano, but as I said, pecorino romano is the star and an excellent choice for carbonara. Egg yolks, as I mentioned earlier, key ingredient and the emulsifier for the carbonara's clingy sauce. Hopefully you can see it sticks to the noodles, carries all that flavor. Whipped up over low heat, gently tossed with guanciale and cheese, maybe a splash of pasta water to gloss things up a bit. That yolky goodness gently carries the other starring flavors across your palate. And then cracked black pepper is the only seasoning used, and frankly the only one the dish needs, elevating this macaroni to pasta nirvana. Normally these videos only feature one meal, but tonight you'll get a special double feature for you. This plate that just snuck in, this is Mama's famous spinach ricotta gnocchi. And that's just fun to say, spinach ricotta gnocchi, come on. I've never eaten gnocchi like this, and I expect many of us have not. Most of us might think of a sort of somewhat dense potato consistency that's the hallmark of typical gnocchi. But these, no. These fluffy, flavorsome little clouds of sumptuous, cheesy, vegetable-y goodness, gosh, it's like really hard to explain just how light and fluffy the consistency is. sort of look as they sort of splash about in the cheesy sauce. And I actually can't fully explain the sauce that they're in. Mama Anna guards the recipe closely, but I can tell you that it is rich, creamy, punchy. There's a sort of acidic tang of spinach that's held aloft by this thin but delectable Parmigiano sauce. So that's it. 2 of the best Italian dishes I have ever eaten. At one point I snuck a bit of meatballs off of the neighboring plate, but that was kept off screen. I'd like to give a huge shout out to Samantha and Kate, who sat next to us. At Skappo, it's family-style eating, often putting you elbow to elbow with friendly foodie strangers that are there to also dine on the exquisite Umbrian cuisine. So don't miss your chance. Seriously, don't miss your chance. Skappo won't be around for much longer, and there's just so much to enjoy. I couldn't really touch on all of it in this video. The braised rabbit comes to mind, one of my other favorites. While the restaurant will inevitably close, my memories of the family, the food, and this special place will remain. Thanks very much for watching.